Hey guys, be sure to check out all of our college football pick plays over at our main website, stumpthespread.com, linked in the video description, and be sure to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel to continue to get all of our college football pick video plays throughout the entire season. So heading into Thursday night's action here between the New Mexico Lobos and the Boise State Broncos. Going to be an interesting matchup here between these Mountain West Conference foes. On the year right now, New Mexico standing 1-1 overall, with their opener coming in a win against overmatched Abilene Christian. And then in their last outing, unfortunately for the Lobos, they fell short against rival New Mexico State at home, losing that one by a final of 28-30. So New Mexico coming off of that defeat in their last outing at home, and a situation where they dug themselves a huge hole. They were down 5-30. They actually went on to put up 23 unanswered points there in the fourth quarter, but still came up short in the end. But perhaps going on that rally in the fourth quarter is the kind of boost that this New Mexico squad needed. But this is a New Mexico team that doesn't necessarily love to pass the ball unless they absolutely have to, like they did in their last outing against New Mexico State. They went on to attempt 38 passes in comparison to their ground attack, which is how they typically do business on the offensive side of the ball, putting up 37 rushes with 176 yards. And in those 38 pass attempts, putting up 254 yards through the air and 2 TDs to 2 INTs. Jordan was taken out of the game after he threw those 2 interceptions. And then with their backup quarterback in the game, he went on to throw 2 touchdowns in what was a much better passing performance there in the comeback effort. So it'll be interesting to see where New Mexico decides to go coming into this one, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Jordan back in there as New Mexico tries to reignite that rushing attack and finish off some of their extended drives with touchdowns instead of having to try to settle for field goals like they did early on in the first few quarters of their last outing against New Mexico State. So coming into this one against the home team, Boise State, New Mexico has had some decent performances, certainly against the Broncos in recent years. Boise State right now, not the extremely dominant program in the Mountain West Conference that they have typically been and what we've come to know them as, but that doesn't mean they aren't still a threat. In their opener, the Broncos went on to beat Troy at home. It's a very solid Troy squad in terms of group of 5 opponents. They picked up that win by a final of 24-13. And then their last outing, which came on the road against top 25 Washington State. Boise State, they had their chances, and actually nearly all of the scoring in their 44-47 loss in overtime against Washington State, all that scoring came pretty much in the fourth quarter as well as that overtime period, with not a lot of scoring before that. It was 17-10. Boise State had the lead going into that fourth quarter, but in the end losing 44-47 in what was a very exciting game. We don't exactly know the status of QB Brett Ripien in that outing against the Cougars. He completed 7 of 8 passes for 76 yards, but when he left the game, Cozart came in, completed 12 of 20 passes for 161 yards, 2 TDs to 1 INT. But Boise State, not quite the same threat on the offensive end with Cozart in there at the QB spot as in comparison to Ripien. And then the ground game, picking up 164 yards and 2 TDs on 44 carries in the losing effort. So heading into this one, guys, we have New Mexico right now at about 16-point underdogs. And also we have the over-under at about 58.5 points. But we're going to be talking about the spread in this one, getting over 2 full touchdowns. It'll be interesting to see if Boise State is able to have a little bit more success here against New Mexico's triple option attack. But that New Mexico threat in the ground game can be very difficult to stop, especially when preparing for them on a shortened week. And obviously for Boise State coming off of just a devastating overtime defeat, going to be tough to rally this team to try to get back on track and really focus in and try to prepare for this very tricky New Mexico offensive attack. And then also the Lobos picking up a bit of momentum and confidence there in the fourth quarter of their last outing, even though they did fall to New Mexico State. The Aggies, their opponent in that one, has actually been having quite a nice start to the year, so that loss might not look quite as bad as people might have expected coming into that particular matchup, just depending on what kind of season New Mexico State has. But coming into this one, guys, getting over the 2 full touchdowns, we do feel like New Mexico at the plus 16 is going to be a pretty solid value bet, especially given the fact that New Mexico has had some games where they've been competitive and really a thorn in Boise State's side in recent years. and also the fact that we don't exactly know the status of Ripien. That's a big question mark for anyone that goes to side with the home team in this one. So again, we're going to take New Mexico here, getting the points as our college football pick video play. And again, guys, to get all of our college football picks, be sure to head on over to our main website, stumpthespread.com, linked in the video description, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to continue to get all of our college football pick video plays throughout the entire season. So thanks for stopping on in, and we hope to see you guys in future videos. Bye.